Pringle Evans, and I am so excited to be here with you on today. You know, we always have interesting topics that really empower women's economic growth and sustainability. That's who we are. That's what we do, because we want and we desire fully for women to experience financial freedom. That's what we want. That is my dream for women, for those who have the aspiration and is willing to do the work and just simply need the support, the help, to guide, to have like that GPS to get her to where she wants to be. So that's what we're doing here today. And today's topic, oh, ladies, you are going to love this topic today. It is empower her money to be fit financially. And today's topic is going to provide you with 7 steps, the 7-step plan that I call her our WomeNomic financially fitness diva. Miss Michele von Hoven is here, and she's going to be able to tell you how to empower with those 7 steps, ladies. It's going to be a game changer for you. It is your GPS. But before I bring Michele on, as always, I want to mention Pringle Business Consulting. We are here to support consultants, coaches, and service-based professionals who truly are looking to turn their reputation into revenue. That's right, ladies. And we can show you how to get it done. If you would like a complimentary session with us, just reach out to us through pringlebusinessconsulting.com and schedule your complimentary strategy session. Now, without further ado, let me share some information with our first timers about Miss Michele von Hoven. See, I know some of you already know her because you have been here every time she shows up, but there are some who may not know this diva. Michele von Hoven is a retirement income certified professional. She is a certified financial planner. She is a financial fiduciary. She is a registered investment advisor. She is also with Louisiana Civil Law Notary. And ladies, she is a certified money mentor. Now, this is what you're going to love about Michele. She is president and founder of Be Fit Financially LLC, a holistic financial and wealth management firm, and founder, listen, ladies, of the Women's Financial Solution Network. Now, if you want to know more about what that entails, I suggest you reach out to Michele and let her share exactly what you can expect. Now, Michele is also the creator of the Be Fit Financially system, which we're going to be talking about in a few minutes. The women's ultimate guide to the financially savvy and significant to live well now and in retirement. And she also has an upcoming book with the same name. So ladies, without further ado, it is my honor and pleasure to bring to you my friend, Miss Michele von Hoven. Welcome, Michele.
Thank you, Linda. That's a very generous introduction. I certainly appreciate it. You really humble me. I appreciate you so much. But yes, we're here to empower the women with their financial wealth and health and success, because all of this ties together and it overlaps into your life. You know, so many women talk about the work-life balance and they're trying to juggle everything. Well, we want to take this piece of the puzzle out of the juggling. And with the system, I developed the system because I didn't see anything like it. I see the whole financial service industry in this status quo. It's all designed by our guys, and they like to go from A to Z, straight line. Well, life is not a straight line, is it? We
No,
know
it's
that
not.
for certain. So we have to go through the hurdles, and how do we jump through them? How do we know the decisions to make? So when you mentioned the GPS, I said, well, how can we just tie this together, get the plan? Like I said, there's nothing out there like it to try and simplify it. I know it has some components, but it is definitely going to empower your wealth and your health, because you won't stress as much, hopefully not at all, and then it'll catapult your success, because the piece of the puzzle, the money piece, will be fixed. It will be solved. So when we say empower, I want the ladies to engage with us right now. And whether they're here, you're live or you look at it later, you can write down the word empower, EMPOWER. And this is the guiding light of your GPS. So we're going to talk today about the E, the M, and the P of empower, because there's a lot of parts. And in our next session, we will discuss the rest of it. So would you like me just to go ahead and jump right in?
Of course, and I'm glad you mentioned, Michele, that this is a two-part series where we are starting today with the E, the M, and P. So I turn it over to you, Michele. Let us have it.
Okay, here we go. Hold on to your seat. So
all right,
the E is to envision and elevate. We want you to envision your values-based goals. So this is the foundation. So just think the 4 V's, and the 4 V's that are going to help elevate your foundation are your values, which are your why. When you align your money with your why, then you're more apt to do it. You're going to commit. You're going to complete. So what are your values, your money values, and what do you want to complete in your life? What are the visions, which is the what? You know, create your BFF, I call it a BFF action board. It's sort of like a vision board, but it's your action board, because most vision boards don't tie a price tag to that vision. So if you have a vision to buy a camper, let's say, you know, well, how much is that camper? Or if you want a trip to Alaska, how much is that trip to Alaska? So you have to have a dollar value to it. So you would create that vision, clarify that vision. And then the third V is the velocity, you know, the speed, you know, your short-term core, your midterm, your long-term values-based goals. And I would definitely break those 3 down. I mean, we do that when we create a financial plan, because money has short-term money, midterm money, and long-term money. It's not all one pile of money. I had a man tell me that one time. He says, oh, I've got just this big pile of money. And I'm like, well, what's the purpose of the big pile of money? Because I don't know, just to take from it. But you know, women, we're more detailed. We want to, like, this pile of money is for, you know, our emergency, our mad money, right? I like to call it mad money. My mother used to call it mad money, you know, and she, like, if she wanted to go buy herself something, but it's your emergency money, or you can have a little bit of mad money. Some people like to stash a little extra funds there. And so, you know, what time frame is the money purpose? And then you need to be versatile about it. And that's the versatility, you know, is how are you going to complete this? So if you have a goal that's you know, you put a longer term on it, you know, or even a short term, actually. Well, let's go with the short term first. If you have a short term goal, you might say, oh, I want $1 million next month. Well, number one, we're going to get into SMART goals, right? That might not be smart, might not be realistic. So there are no unrealistic goals, but there are unrealistic timelines. So that's why it's important to know the velocity, the timeline, and be versatile about it. Not that you won't complete it, but, you know, if you say I want $1 million by next month and you don't get it, then you quit, right? Well, that wasn't realistic. So when you know your goals, your values-based goals, and your visions, then you can effectively help manage your cash flow, your savings, and your investments. So kind of just as a recap, you know, when your visions are inspired, you have that inspired action with your values, then you can get the real results. And that's the core of my Be Fit Financially is clarity, integrity, and results. And of course, we know the clarity, the vision, the core V's. The integrity is, you know, we're true to you, but you need to be true to yourself, your integrity. And so for your own peace of mind, and then you have to have intentional action.
Yes.
So
I'm sorry, Michelle,
No,
but I
go
just
ahead.
want to interject and say how much I really think the 4 B's, and I know they apply to anyone, but I really feel that the 4 B's are relevant for women so that women really don't have a fear of thinking about money. Because sometimes when we think about having to save or take care of expenses, whatever it may be, not all, but some women don't want to deal with it because they feel it's a fear and they don't want to face it. But the way you have broken it down into the 4 B's, it helps anyone to feel I'm capable of doing this. And it's like baby steps. Like for me, that's how I was envisioning it when you were sharing the vision. You know, what is your vision? What is, well, let me start with the first one, which was vision, which is your why. Am I correct? Did I write this down?
Values.
Values. Okay, values is the first one. Okay, values is number 1. That's your why. Why am I saving this money? What do I need to do with this? Because the why is going to help you to understand what you're supposed to be doing. That's how I envision it. And then there is the vision, the what, which the why helps you to understand why you're doing it. Now you need to know what to do to take the appropriate steps to getting there. And the velocity, I love this, is the speed to give you that timeline. You know, is it short term? Is it midterm? Or is it long term? So that you can realistically set a timeline for it. I like that. And then being versatile. We know things happen. And as things occur, which is sometimes out of our control, that's where that versatility plays a very important role in helping you to stay on point, not to give up, knowing that, yes, things will happen, but with versatility, I can still reach my goals by applying the 4 B's. So just let me say, I love the 4 B's.
Great. I'm so thrilled. Thank you. That was a great recap. I appreciate that. No, that makes me just feel so good that's what I want to do. I want to make it where women can relate so they can take action. So you can just do this. Okay. But you have to understand it. And most people don't understand, you know, the mindset of the money. And this is part of it. So I just want to, you know, this is the E, the envision, and then elevate your financial power. So this is with the 4 V's, you will envision and elevate your financial power. So then we go into the next, the M is the money mindset for healthy wealth. Because if your mindset, we'll talk a little bit about the mindset of the healthy wealth. If women have, well, let me not just say women, all people usually get a mindset of money by the time they're 5 years old. And they have, you know, just they say, oh, I'll set a goal, and they don't do it, or they don't complete it. And then they feel like they're a failure. Well, why didn't you do it? Well, what's in your mindset that perhaps you're self-sabotaging? It's a hard word to say like that. So we have to, like in the great book by Pat Pearson, Stop Self-Sabotage. Yes. Women are sabotaging their money, and not only their money, their lives. Because if you don't have the peace with your money and that you have that financial fitness and that freedom, then, you know, it just affects everything. It affects all your life, your whole, I mean, all the areas of your life, not all of your life, but depending on how long you're in it. So we want to, you know, a lot of women feel like they don't deserve. I have mentored a lot of women who have told me they can make all the money. They make tons of money. They'll make easy 200,000, 300,000, but they can't keep it. And that just, I was just blown away by that. That here you go and you do all this work to get up to it. You make the money and then you literally blow the money. Why? Well, because they feel like they don't deserve it. Maybe something in their childhood, their family said, oh, but you're rich. I had a gentleman tell me that one time when I first got married in a little house I had. He wanted to know how much money I made. And I was raised the way I don't discuss that. You don't discuss politics or religion or personal affairs. And I would not, I just felt like, why are you here? I'm thinking, I was a young girl, I was 22. And I'm like, I just don't discuss this. And then he just blurted out to me, well, you're rich. I'm like, what? And so if I would have taken that personally, really, but it always made me think, why does he think I'm rich? Because I wouldn't tell him what I made because that's my personal business. But so everybody has their own money story. Yes. And, you know, I like to, you know, sometimes I'll mention some of mine or some other people, like a lady client of mine, her mother didn't spend money at all. She was extremely frugal, saved up some money. And when she passed away, the daughter had no idea she had this amount of money. And so then the daughter said, well, my mother just had it in a little bank account. I don't want to do too much more with it because I have to preserve mother's money. So you pick up on these habits, but what you have to learn is, how does this, again, fit in with your values, visions? You know, the one statement I love when people, you know, parents, and everybody's heard this, right? Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yes. Yes.
And so I say now, I'll say it like Linda, if you say you've heard that, I'll say, but Linda, do you believe that now?
No.
You're not 5 or 10 years old. So
No.
do you think it works in your life today? Then discard it. Get it out of your head. That's right. So it's important to get healthy mindset and to see if you need to rewrite that script. Because that's that old script playing in your head for years and years, like an old movie. You know, can't spend the money. I might need it for that rainy day. Well, yeah, you do need a rainy day fund. However, it doesn't mean all your money is rainy day. So, you know, I really see a lot of people that, you know, those limiting beliefs from childhood. So the M is to get your money mindset straight. You know, do you have a scarcity mindset or do you have a growth abundant mindset? Mm-hmm. So do you have fear or you have confidence? Or if you have a fearful mindset, it's fear of the unknown. What don't you know? What do you need to know? I mean, we can go on deeper and you know, I'm putting that in the book to go a little deeper into that. But for today's purpose, I just want to stir up, you know, if there's any cobwebs there, let's get them out and you know, start focusing and honing in on this so that we can stop. And then blind spots. One of the greatest killers of wealth are blind spots. And a blind spot could be a certain bias that you have. You may only feel like you should do what your neighbor does or your sister does or your friend or whomever. You may have a bias to, you know, to what you know now and not be open-minded to what would better serve you. So just a few of the money mindset ideas, and that's when it, you know, ties into your goals that, you know, you need your specific and clear goals. And a lot of people talk about the SMART goals. Why talk about the SMARTY goals? SMARTI goals. So my SMARTY goals are the specific, clear, and in writing. And so wrap this around your mindset. And why in writing? And it's so important to do in writing. There was a study done, and a lot of people think it was done by Harvard or Yale. And I'll just really cut to it. The actual study was done by Dominican University. And what they did was they took 5 groups, and each group, one would, set a goal, but not write it down. Another one would set the goal, write it down, put a timeline on it. Another one would set it and then commit and write a commitment. And then another one would have the accountability partner. And in long and short, I'll just cut to the chase. The goals that were the most completed were the ones that were in writing, that were committed to, and had an accountability partner. And those people, and that is an actual study. They started out with 267 people from around in United States, India, Japan, France, I believe, but only 149 people completed it. And it was 2/3 of them were women. And so it's very important to have that in writing and then measure them. So there's a saying in the financial world, what gets measured gets managed. So if you measure how much money you have, you can manage it. Same like with weight, measure your weight, you manage it. You don't, you forget it. You forget it, it'll forget you. Same thing with your money. Forget your money, it will forget you. You have to be respectful of your money because that's your energy, your earning, your growth. Respect it, and then it will respect you as well. If you just throw it away and have disregard for it, forget it, it'll forget you as well. And so, the goals have to be realistic and prioritize. And that's something that the GPS, the BFF GPS can help you prioritize, the goals and how to align it together to actually make it come true for you. And of course, it has to be relevant. And I say relevant, tied to the 4 V's. And then timely. Again, there's no unrealistic goals, just unrealistic timelines. But here's where the best part comes in, the I, the SMARTY goal. It must be intentional. You have to have the intent that you want to fulfill this goal. If it is not your intention, if it's your husband's intention or your sister's intention, it's not yours. You are not going to fulfill it because it's not authentic to you.
That is so true. I love the SMARTY goal. I love that because when you were sharing about scarcity, abundance, fear, and confidence, and all of that deals with your mindset, goes back to your mindset. And no matter where you come from, what environment you may have grown up in, it may have been with money or it may not have been with money. But as individuals, we are responsible for our own mental health around money. We are. And I think as women, we really need to surround ourselves with other women who do not have the scarcity mindset, that have that mindset of abundance. And I know you practice holistically with your services, which I love, 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 love. And I think as we mature in life, because as we live, we are always maturing, we should be very intentional about how we mature our mindset as well. Because if we don't, we will allow so much information, experiences, conversations from others to impact what we want for ourselves. And what I'm hearing from you, Michele, is this: you're helping women to understand it's okay if you are married, have a significant other, whatever. It's okay for you to have together money saved or what, investments. But women need to become really good students of understanding money for herself. It's nothing wrong with you taking control. That's what the GPS is giving you control to get to where you want to be. Am I correct?
No, that's beautifully said. Thank you. Yes, you're absolutely correct.
So,
and you're right. Women face, unique challenges and opportunities. They have a partner and they may outlive that person. And, the average age of a widow is 56. That's pretty staggering. And women outlive men by 5 years. And then another thing that can happen, some women don't look and handle finances until it's a crisis, such as becoming a widow or a divorce.
That's right.
And that's when a divorce is probably as bad, but that's when you really don't want to learn this. You want to be proactive and learn more so that, when these uncertainties arrive, because they will, some of them, not all, but some uncertainties, you want to be prepared for those so that you're not scared, like we've mentioned like before. I like to say you're either going to be a money warrior or a money worrier. So which one do you want to be?
Yes.
And that's where the mindset.
Very
And so when the mindset comes into your financial personality too. There are some women who are collaborators. They want to work with someone, like the do-it-yourself.
Yes.
They like the responsibility. They may have the time, the temperament, and some training to do it. Great, do it. But if you don't, if you're going to analyze too much, study long, study wrong. Sometimes you can't make a decision. Last time we spoke about this financial decision making. It's a big thing to people who make financial decisions. How do you know, that you have enough information to make that decision? And is it going to be a wise one? So there are different personalities. And then the worst is the avoider, the ones that just avoid it altogether. Yes. And they say, oh, I'll look at it later. And, I'll say, you look at it now while you have options versus later when you may have fewer options. So, or just the dreamer, I'm just going to dream about, someday my prince will come. Well, a man is not a plan. Man can be great, and we love our men, as we talk about. But your financial plan should be on purpose. And that's the P in empower, EMP, we're on P, plan on purpose holistically. And that plan gives you the big picture of what you're trying to accomplish financially. And so what I know we kind of getting a little close to time, but the financial plan is like your car and with 4 wheels, 4 tires. So your car, so think of each tire, TIRE, of the financial plan is taxes, investments, risk management, and estate planning. Now, if any one of those gets a nail in it, air's going to come out. With like taxes, if you have a leak in the taxes, it goes on that one-way trip to Washington. Bye-bye. Well, we have to pay no more than our fair share, which is fine. We pay our fair share, but we don't want to overpay because that's money we keep, for our retirement or for our legacy, or we want to, start a homeless shelter, which God knows they need it, but you may want to set money aside for that, whatever it is. So if you're losing money to taxes, to risk management, overpaying insurances, underpaying, not having the right amount, the coverages, and then the estate planning, even when it's all said and done, I mean, who's going to define what happens with your assets? Is it going to be your plan or is it going to be Uncle Sam's plan? Wow. I mean, because if you don't have a plan, the government has a plan for your money, whether it be taxes. The tax code has over 70,000 pages in it. They have a plan to get your money. Do you have a plan to keep it? Yes. And that's where this plan on purpose holistically comes in to financially empower. And part of the elevation of your whole financial empowerment. And the plan is a comprehensive plan, is extremely important, to help you, again, with the tax planning, the guidance, how much rate of return do you need to meet your financial goals, the present net worth. What is your net worth? That is, your net worth is more important than your net income, because your income is just your income. But what are you doing with that income besides your needs and some wants? But what are you really doing with that income? So the plan on purpose, and I say on purpose because then that's tied to your 4 V's, your values, visions, velocity, and versatility.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be on purpose. And again, smart, the smarty, and intentional. And that's how you get success. That's how you reach your goals. That's how, I've worked with clients over 30 years. We save, and you get to that day, and yes, you can get to the $1 million. But this will work for you whether you have $1,000, $1 million, 5 million, or 10 million. The more money you have, actually, the bigger problems sometimes you have, bigger issues to deal with. But it'll work with you wherever you're starting from. The key is to start and or complete it and revise it. And we'll kind of touch more on the rest of the Empower plan next time, when we're going to go into the O, which is optimize opportunities, the W, the wealth creation by design, then evaluate your empowerment, and then retire secure, savvy, and significant. So we want to empower you with the BFS GPS, and happy to present it here as part of the WomeNomics to financially empower women.
Absolutely. So Michele, I know there are some people who are going to see this later. Tell them how they can connect with you, because after hearing this, I know there will be women who want more. Mm-hmm. So tell them how they can connect.
Go to the website, befitfinancially.com, BEFITFINANCIALLY.com. And then you can sign up and request. We can send you the financial personality quiz, or if you would like to get a copy of the GPS, just type in there what is your request, and we'll be happy to send that to you. And you can do your own financial personality quiz. I just revised it so a little bit. So I have a new one, and I'm happy to share that with you if it helps you and can get you to a better place and be more confident. And there's nothing to fear about any of this. It's the fear of the unknown, but we want to bring the knowledge to you. And that's what the WomeNomics is. And thank you, Linda, for bringing that and allowing the opportunity to share this with women, that we can bring them a system that they don't have to go all over. And just one very last thing I had I just want to say, the whole system could really save you time and money. And that's what it's all about. Nope, there's no more time being made. Yes, you can make money, but you don't want to waste it. And so I have this little chart of what is your time worth. So the last lady asked me, if you earn $200,000 a year, every hour you save is worth $102. So this is based on 244 working days at 8 hours a day, which is 1,952 hours. So the question is, in 1 year, you save 1 hour per day. If you make $200,000, you can save right under $25,000. Mm-hmm. So if you're on the internet and researching this and researching that, and how does the puzzle fit together, and you're spinning your wheels, I hope that this plan, this system, can cover the foundation, the mindset, the core of the financial plan. And then in another event, we will share the healthy attitudes, the befititudes that will give you that, galvanize that reminder, to be prepared, to be proactive, and so forth. So thank you, Linda, for the opportunity to share this with the ladies, and I appreciate you so much.
Michele, I appreciate you. I cannot say enough about the wealth of knowledge that you have to share with women when it comes to devising a plan to empower your money. That's what she's doing for us as women. So ladies, reach out to her. Michele is licensed across the United States. She's not licensed for a specific state, but for all states. So no matter where you are located, you can reach out to her and let Michele help you. It is time for women to create wealth, and not just wealth, but intergenerational wealth. This is our time. This is our moment in history. So I say to you, you only have one life to live. Make it the best that you want it to be. Have a wonderful time, and thank you for being here with us today. Until next time, here's to your success.